Man, what's going on, everybody? It's Still Live, back with another one, man. Welcome to the third episode of the Still Live podcast. I'm here with a new guest, man. Introduce yourself, my man. What's up?
What's up, man? My name's Zach. It's nice to meet you, dude. Rodney.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, my man.
It's kind of funny, you don't really meet a lot of people. At least I don't. I don't meet a lot of people or talk to a lot of people through Facebook comments, especially new people.
Yeah,
But I mean, in this, certain situation, it's really cool, for you to
yeah,
add me
man.
and
That's
holler.
that's why I started posting to all them pages and stuff, just so I could find more people that are in similar situations to me, being in a wheelchair and stuff. Because you guys can't tell on because he's sitting. Just roll back a little bit for him, my man, so they can see your chair. He's also in a wheelchair like me. So yeah,
Let's see.
but yeah, he just commented on one of my posts, and then I was just like, man, do you wanna join the podcast? And he was like, hell yeah. So like, let me get a little bit of your backstory and stuff before we get into the accident and all that, because you did talk to me about that
Yeah.
already. Where did you grow up and stuff at like that?
So right now, I live in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm born and partially raised here in Memphis, Tennessee. I lived here until I was about 7 or 8 years old, and then moved to Missouri. Lived around Missouri my whole life. Graduated high school in Missouri. I have a daughter. I have a 12-year-old daughter.
Okay,
That lives in there too. So I frequently visit, and then plus I do have family. The family too
okay, I
and stuff.
gotcha.
So I do frequently still visit, that area quite often. So I say that I'm from both places just, because I got
Yeah,
all my family here in Memphis too, or around Memphis. I got some in Mississippi,
I gotcha.
as
And then you said you
well.
lived in Florida for a while too, right? But when we were talking earlier,
Yeah.
or you just have family there.
Yeah, so I went to college in Orlando, back
Okay, I
in,
gotcha. See, I never
yeah,
went to college.
yeah. I
My
tried,
my
a
ass got
few.
kicked out of high school.
Yeah, I've been there myself too. Yeah, and I got kicked out, suspended, expelled, got held back a grade, all of that
Life
shit.
moves on, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And but I mean, which I was, my last 2 years, I'm gonna say, of high school. I was on my own, uh, fucking couch surfing, taking care of myself, doing odd jobs here and there, which I
Yeah,
grew up, which we were talking, country boys and shit. So I would
yeah.
go
That's
clean out I would go work with horses,
yeah. I grew up
during,
working on the farm too.
yeah, so I'd work with horses during the week, and on the weekends I'd clean fucking horse stalls and whatnot or whatever, make my 20, $40 or whatever for the week, and
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
just to
I
go out on
shoot
the
like.
weekends kind of type
Yeah,
shit.
I used to bottle calves for my neighbor's farm, and well, I did a lot more than that. But
Yeah,
like before school and after school, I would bottle calves for my. He was only like 5 or 6 years older than me. Like not his dad owned the farm, but he was raising all types of his own stuff too. And I would
yeah,
bottle his calves and shit before school and after school and stuff like that. And then my grandpa owned like a dairy farm, but by the time I was like they were still milking cows when I was younger, but like by the time I was like 13, I think 14, I think they stopped milking cows and shit finally.
yeah.
So from college in Orlando, where do you go from there?
So college in Orlando, I went to, I don't know if you've ever heard of it. I'm gonna say the UTI MMI. It's like a mechanic institute.
Yes, I've heard of that. The
Uh,
MM or what is it?
So
NTI?
holler out to them. Actually, they are a fucking great school. I had
I've
a
seen
great
their
time.
commercials.
Yeah. And so I went for Harley Davidson. Which I've worked for Harley Davidson since 2019. Is when I started. I started a
Well,
um. I'm gonna say, like, I started as like kind of like parts, like training for parts.
enough, Luna.
I was just doing like their shipping and receiving, type shit.
I
Um,
gotcha.
but so went to Orlando, and while going to school full time, I also worked at a Harley dealership down there as well, not in Orlando. It was let's see, a town called Palm Bay, Melbourne.
Gotcha. See, I don't know any
Yeah,
of these places. I've been to Florida once in my life, and it was for a vacation for a couple days when I was a little
yeah,
kid. That's
dude.
it.
And
Otherwise,
previous Same, and like previous to me moving there, it was the same. Like I didn't know anybody, and then to move to Orlando, which was really fucking cool.
yeah.
But Orlando was like still not at all what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like really smushed together, like Memphis kind of is. Like there's just
Nah, it's pretty
like
big from what I know, right?
yeah, but it's really
Like it's pretty
spread out. Like
spread.
there's
Spread.
still,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
why I was.
it's really spread out. Like there's still a lot of marsh. I'm gonna say marshland,
Yeah,
like
swamp
Everglades.
lands and shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Swamp
yeah.
lands and
Which
shit.
is really
Yeah,
nice to see because like, in like the area I live, like yeah, there was a gas station and like, maybe a strip mall, thing, but then, there's nothing around, that area. You have to drive a little bit further. But I don't know, it was kind of cool. It was a really cool
yeah.
experience living there. Living in Orlando and going to school and working at Harley Davidson and all of that stuff. And then
Well, that's actually how we started talking because he
yeah,
commented on the picture of me riding the Harley and my buddy Nate's Harley in my wheelchair.
which
So,
blew my mind because like so like I have thought about, I'm like, because I've seen the only person that I've seen on two wheels that's been a paraplegic, was the dirt bike, but they have the welded
I've rode
cage.
dirt bikes. No,
Yeah,
I've rode dirt bikes. Well, see, like I want to get a dirt bike that's set up where I can shift it and everything.
yeah.
But like what I did on the Harley and what I did on the dirt bike was I was just in second gear.
See, what I've learned from riding is I can still
You
hold
can
on and reach down and shift,
Well,
with
that too,
the,
but I just played around on it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
on
No,
the
that
dirt
would,
bike, on the dirt bike, I did do that once and shifted up to third because you can do a
yeah,
lot on a 250 in second
I'd
and
be so
third. You don't,
scared. My
you know what I mean?
balance
Like, but that's the balance is fine, bro. I'm telling you,
is
when you
it.
get on it, it's just like when you were riding before.
See, that's what I think, and that's what I feel in my mind. And
No,
I
it
was like,
is,
dude,
it is.
well, if it's like like I got it, I feel like I
Like
could do it, no
I
problem.
literally felt like I was 18 again, 17 again, racing dirt bikes. Like the balance is fine until you stop.
Yeah, and like
That's why I had them there to grab me. You know what I mean?
yeah, well, so like it took me forever to get my core, to hold myself up because I couldn't hold myself up for the life of me for a while. And
Really?
like so, but even now, like I'm gonna say like there's a point of no return. And like so that's kind of like what I'm afraid of is like there's gonna be like a balance from I don't know, maybe I might be overthinking it too, because
I
you
mean,
know,
I'm right. We're similar injuries. We're right both below
yeah,
our
we
belly
really are.
buttons.
And like so that's
I'm
what does
T10. He's a T11. But like,
yeah.
I have a lot of core strength still. But like, I wasn't able to hold myself up and stuff at first either. And even still to this day, like balance is still a problem to a point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Well,
I can sit up on the edge of the couch though and hold myself up though, like as long as I keep my balance point. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
but I do a lot of crunches. Just like lay down in bed. You'll never be able to do a full sit up. Just lay down in bed and do crunches though. And just tighten your core as much as possible before you go to sleep every night. No, I'm serious. Before you go to sleep every night, just do like 60 crunches. It'll really strengthen your core up. Cause
Yeah.
like it got to the point where I can almost do a sit up.
I feel like I'm almost there because I do kind of practice that. I don't sleep in my bed like, and like that's for just like different reasons. I do sleep on the couch a lot. I have my dog. I have a great pair of
I do the
knees.
same thing. No, I sleep in the
Yeah.
chair or on my bed or in the couch. I sleep wherever.
Yeah. I sleep on the floor a lot too.
Well, that's bad for you unless you're sleeping on
Yeah.
something because you can get bed sores
I
for real
do.
like that.
I'll put blankets down, like, and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and I'll sleep on them. And but it's just because of my dog. I have a Great Pyrenees who I adopted last year, and I don't know, I absolutely love her.
No,
Uh,
I feel you, bro. I got four
yeah,
dogs myself.
yeah, and I haven't had a dog since I was a kid, and
That's what's up.
I've always wanted one, and so like when this accident and like I'm sure you can, it felt
No,
so alone. Like I
I
went,
went and got two more dogs after my wreck.
yeah, I
See,
felt
I
so
only had
alone.
two, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Dogs
and
are great for that shit. You know what I mean?
they
They're
really
great
are.
partners.
And I needed that. I for sure
Yeah.
needed that. And
But I already had two dogs too, though. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah. Which
but
ones do you have?
I have hold on one sec. I have two champion breed. The two dogs that I got a year after my wreck are champion breed American bullies. I paid 2,000 a piece for them.
Wow.
Like they're papered and everything, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, through the state. But then
I
the
don't
two that
blame
I had
you.
the two that I had though, Throttle, he's my oldest. I still have him. I got him when I was 17. I'll be 26 in like 2 months.
Oh
So
yeah.
and he was like 2 years old when I got him, but he's half pit bull, half American bully. And then I bred him with a full pit, and then I have Luna, his daughter. And I've had them both. Luna, I got like right. I only had for like a month and a half before my wreck. She was a puppy when I got my wreck in 2020. And then I had Throttle. He was grown already. You know what I mean? So I already had a puppy to play with when I got home from the hospital. But then like
Yeah.
a year later, I got two more dogs because like yeah, that first year and a half was hard. After that, it's been pretty smooth sailing for me in my wheelchair until like I've been dealing with this hardware shit and everything. But other
Yeah.
than that, like being in a wheelchair has been pretty easy for me. I'm not gonna lie. That's not everybody's story.
Yeah.
You're also an amputee, so that makes your situation a lot different than mine.
Yeah. It's been interesting.
But
With that as well. So
not every not
and
I what were you about to say? Sorry, sir.
sorry.
No, you good, man.
I was gonna say it does. So like it throws off my perception a lot, like not having a leg, because I'm an above knee amputee. Um, so it throws off my balance as well. I've had to learn to deal with that.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna say like it throws off like my perception of like my balance. Um, like it because it feels like I'm off centered. I don't know because I
You
have
ever
one leg and I don't.
have you ever thought about taking your other one off at the knee to balance you
I
out?
did.
Because they
I
will do
lost.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So in the hospital when I had my accident, I lost this leg due to infection. So like in my
Okay,
accident,
hold on. Before you go too far, let's since you started bringing up your accident, explain to them what happened before you go into after, you know what I mean?
I got you. I got you. Okay. So my accident happened. I was working for Harley Davidson. I got hired by I'm gonna say at SpaceX. So I was just got my foot in the door with the engineering, which has
That's
like been
dope
my
as hell, man.
yeah, that's been my lifelong
I'm
dream.
not gonna lie to you though. I don't believe in all that nonsense.
Oh, what?
I think God created a fun stationary planet, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't think that there's a like I don't think we've ever been to space. You know what I mean? We can't.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
believe I believe that God like created the firmament and everything. You know what I mean? Like do you know what the Bible is at all?
yeah, no, I am Catholic. I'm Roman Catholic.
Yeah, so
Uh,
like in the Bible, God talks about how he created the earth, a stationary planet
yeah,
with the firmament, which is like so people like when they say flat earth, people
yeah.
think that they're crazy. And that's how I was. Literally for 25 years of my life, I thought they were freaking nuts. But then when you actually look into it, it's not like a piece of paper. It's a stationary planet. It still like has a ground underneath of it with like the globe. That's the firmament that God put. He talks about this all in the Bible.
Yeah.
God does. You know what I mean? Like they talk
Yeah.
about all this in the Bible. Like, and me personally, I don't think we've ever been to the moon. There's so much of it that's faked. Like you can
I
see
do
it.
believe that yeah,
And,
that has
and
been.
even on this new moon trip that they just did, why is so much of it
But
CGI
they
and
didn't even
glitching out?
go. Depending on, so like there is two, it's
There's
just
so
like
many videos that look like CGI and cutting out and green
there's
screens
two
and shit.
different
Like, why are they faking
companies,
so
of
much of
course.
it?
Yeah, there's two different companies, of course, that have that are on the space race, I'm gonna say. And
Yeah,
so
NASA
it
and
all depends.
SpaceX.
Yeah, it all depends on, but there has, clearly, there was that video to where that lady was, attached to the wires and she was doing a backflip
or
in
or
the air.
or on this last one when
Yeah.
the one lady was holding the water bottle and she accidentally let go and it fell straight to the floor.
Yeah.
Like what? There's
Yeah.
no
It's just
gravity.
like it's just all of a sudden there's gravity.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That water bottle was gravity defying.
Yeah, like well the fact is
Yeah,
the shit that gets
there's
me
shit like
is
that. And well,
or
I
the
mean,
shit that get
even with the new thing that I've been seeing this morning about that the newscast about the guy that with the mask, he had the fucking latex shit like here that
yeah,
was
bro,
clearly.
but you know what's crazy is the lady astronaut that just went to the moon. She was a actor in a movie like 10 years ago about going to the moon.
I don't think I knew that.
Yes.
I'll look that up. That's
And
interesting.
bro, if you go back to the fucking shit in the 1960s and if you look at them videos and believe that shit,
Seen,
you've
yeah,
got bro, okay, what about like the fact what about when the first
that's what makes me
astronaut
skeptical because then the
well,
video quality and the
well
effects,
not even
say the
that.
effects quality.
I'm about to bring up a few points that just couldn't possibly
Yeah.
be happen. Okay, the first man on the moon. How did they get it on video then? Who put the camera out there?
See, I've read all of those questions. I've had
And
those
then
questions myself
and
too.
then and then the best one is when the spaceship is taking off. Who the fuck is on the moon panning that camera up to get the video of the spaceship? And how did he get back on the spaceship and get home?
And yeah, watching the thing take off. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the most fucked up part is all them videos were on the news before they even got home.
Yeah,
So
I think I,
how did they get them videos out of the spaceship and on the news before the astronauts even got home?
yep. Well, and a lot of that, so like what they say was shot underwater and the in NASA's pool.
Yeah,
And which there is actual video of them
with
underwater, them
bubbles and shit.
testing,
Yeah,
yeah,
in the
testing the
in
suits that match the exact video that they used showing that they were on space.
yeah, and then if you look at like all the if you put any picture of the Earth into AI app, it says this is CGI every time. Every time. And
Yeah,
even like the old ones, if you put pictures of the old globe that are supposed to be pictures from the old days, it says this is Photoshop, like this is all like it's all made up because it's they say it's a like a million little pictures that's formed together. You know what I mean? And that's how they get these pictures of the planets. But then there's cameras that can actually zoom in all the way on these planets and they look nothing like NASA's telling us. They look like okay, so in the Bible God says when he split the firmament, he split the waters from above and below. So
yeah.
he's saying that there's water on top of the firmament. When you look at these planets with certain cameras like the Nikon and shit like that, that they discontinued because of this, they literally made this camera like they discontinued it, but there's still
I was
some of them.
wondering. I've been looking for Nikon, and I was like,
No,
why?
not
Nikons anymore.
there's some
I always
Nikons, but
wanted one of the D
there
series.
that there are some Nikons, but they
Yeah,
discontinued one of them because it was so powerful how far it could zoom in. And if
yeah.
you look at the planets
I
through
think it was
there,
like a D7100 or some shit like that. Like,
yeah, but if you look at the planets through them Nikons, they look um like a gas ball through water. Like if you put like a light in a pool and look through it like that, you can literally see the water above the firmament. It's up there. You can
yeah,
clearly see it with the cameras. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
there's just so much shit that don't make sense because like this is what got me when I really started thinking about it is why have our star systems, I know they say they change a little bit over time, but if
hmm,
you really think about how fast we are spinning, they say we're spinning 1,000 miles an hour like this on the globe. But then they say we're spinning 66,000 miles an hour around the sun while we're flying like 100 and something thousand miles an hour through the fucking universe. Our star systems would not be the same. They would change daily.
yeah, yeah.
But that's enough NASA talk. I think it's just the biggest freaking money laundering or money
Yeah,
scheme in
it's
the world.
so I don't know.
I think it's just a way to take billions and billions of dollars. You know what I mean?
I'm sure. I
But
mean, there's fraud in everything, I believe.
let's get back to your accident then.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
after
So I
you get
got
into the hospital, yeah, let's start
yeah,
from
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Once you get into the
So I got
hospital,
hit from I'm gonna say so like how like exactly what happened.
yeah,
So I got hit from behind on my motorcycle and put into a concrete wall at the state trooper said 74 miles an hour is what he had on the highway camera, which is crazy. So like this was a hit and run accident. Um and
was
they
it a semi
followed
or a car?
no, a car hit me, a sedan. Um, and so put me into the concrete wall and killed me on impact. The uh, I don't know how much you want to go into the exact details of everything today. I'm sure.
I mean, as much as you're comfortable with, you know what I mean, without getting me demonetized on YouTube.
Yeah, no, no, no.
So,
Let's not do that for sure, for sure. So, and then, short version, I woke up almost a month later in a medically induced coma, from a medically induced coma, and found out that I was paralyzed, and but also at the time, I hadn't broken everything, and my helmet came off during the accident
yeah.
too. I think it was just exploded and so my skull got crushed in, half of my skull got crushed
Uh,
in, and I had brain bleed and brain swelling and all sorts of things that I can't even remember to list right now.
yeah. God
So
dang.
even at that time, like I couldn't move anything from my neck down. And
You're, when people tell me I'm lucky, you're lucky, gang. Like,
yeah,
you're extremely lucky to be here.
now there is one thing
Holy crap.
I will say. So
You need my name.
man, if I mean, I'll fucking tattoo still alive on me too, because I told you, like, man, that's that phrase just has such power in it, and I think there's other people that maybe in wheelchairs, people that experience stuff like us, are traumatic, and we're still alive, man, and so like I think
Yeah.
that phrase just itself just it has such power,
Man,
and
I appreciate it. That's
yeah,
like I picked I might have to back up to see it, but I picked the tattoo out when I was in the
yeah,
hospital, but I didn't get it for a few years, but then like when I started making music and thinking about doing like social media stuff, I started changing all my personal profiles over to like a different name, and one of my buddies was just like, "Man, why don't you just do Still Alive?" And
yeah,
I'm like, "That's perfect."
yeah,
I'm like, "That's
absolutely,
perfect." I'm like, "I already have the tattoo on my stomach." I'm like, "That's perfect."
yeah, absolutely. So just waking up in the hospital, finding out all of that stuff. which like you were saying, we're so doped up on everything. So even
Which
after I woke,
I was only out for like 2 or 3 days though.
oh yeah,
Like I was never in a coma or nothing. I was just out the first like 2, 3 days because they had me on so much pain medicine to keep me asleep pretty much. You know what I mean?
yeah, and it's like
Like
that's what it felt like, because you're awake one day and then you wake up and you still think it's that same day.
I was pissed. I was trying to fight people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I I I threw a remote, like the remote that's attached to the bed, like I threw it so hard it disconnected from the
That's
wall
probably
and fucking broke on the wall
awesome.
and shit. They had to pull out all the like I feel bad for it now, like but like
Yeah,
they had to pull out all the nurses and sit security guards out my room and shit because like
yeah,
I'm yelling at them to bring me a wheelchair, like I'm fucking leaving this bitch, like right now. They're like, no, you're not. There's no way
yeah.
you're
And I
leaving.
was
I'm like,
telling
I'm leaving. I'm
I
like,
was
I'm
yelling at them
leaving.
to stand me up and fucking help me get dressed and get me the fuck out of there. And they're like, "You can't move," and I'm like, "I can too." And
Yeah.
like, even though I'm trying, I'm like, move my head, and I'm like,
No,
thinking that I'm moving.
I almost got out of bed. Like I
Oh
was half.
man,
Yeah, no, I started crawling. I'm like, give me a wheelchair or I'm
yeah.
crawling the fuck out. Like just my legs were still in bed. Like I flopped out of
I
bed
was
and
gonna
shit and
say, like,
started trying to crawl
I
out.
ended up like my lower half ended up pulling me out of bed, and I fell out of bed. And like that was the only time and the only day that I was able to move my right leg. And which yeah, I still had my left leg at the time, but my left leg was still so messed up from the
Yeah.
accident.
Which
Of
you
course.
were in a lot more like you had see with me, all I had was I had 3 broken ribs. I had like pulled all these muscles and shit, but I didn't like tear anything. I didn't tear anything, but like my pain, I had a bunch of pain right here just because all these muscles and shit were pulled really bad. And
Right.
then I broke 3 ribs and punctured my lung. And then my back. Like that was it. Like I didn't have near what you had. Like you had all like you said brain injuries and all types of shit. Like I didn't have none of that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say like it is nice to talk to somebody else that has hardware in their back too, with being a paraplegic. Like I
Well, I'm
don't.
about to get mine replaced.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, and like I don't envy you on having to do that, and I'm praying for your
It's just
brother
like, nah, bro.
on
It'll
that
just be a
for
two or
sure.
three. I'll be in the hospital for like 3 days and be home.
Yeah, I don't know. That shit scares me so much just because like that is one of my fears. Like being through, almost 3 years now, and thankfully I haven't had to go through, any of that. Since the accident, I've only had, just this shoulder surgery outside of the hospital, since my accident. That's been the only surgery that I've had,
Yeah,
but like in the hospital, I had like
see,
nine to
I had all right. So I had my initial back surgery in May of today. Today is my 6 years after I got my
yeah,
wreck of
yeah.
May 23rd of 2020 was when I got in my accident.
I said this to
And
you
then
earlier, but happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, freaking, and then I was in the hospital for a month, got out. I had to go back a month later because I had broken. No, yeah, no, I had to go back a month later because I 2 of my screws had came loose, and I had to go back in and do fix that. And then in like August, maybe no, I don't remember. I had 3 surgeries in the first like 6 months because they fixed it and then I got an infection on the hardware that they had to just go in and take the hardware out and clean it. And I was back home in 3 days. Like it really wasn't nothing serious, you know what I mean? That's why like everybody keeps being like, man, I hope your surgery goes fine. I'm like, it ain't nothing serious. Like they're not fucking with my organs or nothing, you know what I mean? Like they're literally just going in, taking my old hardware out, putting some less hardware in because it's been so long now. I don't need as much hardware as I did back then and they're gonna stow me back up and it's
And
over. I'll be all
that
right.
may end up being the same. for me, I'm sure, because I mean they did
Yeah,
say something like that to where they're gonna have to, go in and replace or
yeah, it's really
stuff.
not that
But
big of a deal, man. I wouldn't stress it too much. Like, yes, it's a serious surgery, and there can always be complications. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But they're not re-fucking with your spine. You know what I
yeah,
mean? They're not doing none of that. They're not, you know what I mean? They're not fucking with your spinal cord at all. They're not fucking with no organs. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Nothing like that. So really, like a hardware surgery isn't like a super, super serious procedure. Like, yeah, it's serious. They can get infections on the hardware like I did after one of mine, you know what I mean? But like,
yeah. Isn't it
which
like
then
I don't know. This may be something else, but like, isn't it like if it's open too long, like if they have you
no,
open too
no,
long?
mine happened like a couple months later.
Oh, really? Oh,
Like,
okay. That's
yeah,
okay.
so like I had the second surgery, and then like 2 or 3 months later, after it was all healed, like I got like a little
Right.
bulge on my back, and I went into the hospital, and there's just something on the hardware that got infected, like after the fact, you know what I mean? And all they had to do was go in, take it out, and clean it, and put it back in,
Yeah.
and then I was good. I haven't had no back surgery since. It's been over 5 years.
The only issues that I've had with mine is like if I fell, out before and like it
Oh, I
feels
fall
like
all the time.
yeah, and it feels like my rods are like tuning forks, like they just vibrate and like it fucks with my lungs, like it takes my
Mine
breath
don't
away.
vibrate, but like mine popping shit a lot right now because I got the two screws that are broke. So like down here they be popping and shit, and then one of my rods is broke in the middle, so like it be popping and shit.
Man,
But I be like, if you go to my Facebook, like you can see like I be going down the big ass skate ramps and shit and eating shit out of
that's
my
the shit.
chair.
Yeah. I'm gonna end
I
up
be
I want to get back into it. I see it all the
Yeah,
time.
bro, it's worth it, bro. You have
Yeah.
to. You have to. You gotta
Yeah,
live
I
like
miss it
I
so much.
since day one, I never let this chair stop me. I be jumping out of my wheelchair into pools, like going
Yeah.
swimming, doing all that shit. Yeah, you
Dude,
gotta.
I lost so much weight.
Yeah, I did too. I got really skinny.
Yeah. Like, well, and like being in the coma shit. So, like, I went from like 207 pounds to like 90 pounds. And I mean, I came out of the hospital, I mean, well under 100 pounds. And
Oh, see,
so I'm
I
gonna
didn't get down to
say,
that small.
yeah, no, I was fucking tiny.
But like I said, I wasn't in a coma either. I was only out for a couple days.
Right, right.
But I
But
did lose a lot of weight being in the hospital, though. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I just told you too. I had surgery, and like they ended up putting me in the nursing home, November last year until, I got out in January, sometime in January, this
Dang.
year, and because of all of that, and so I mean, they don't have great food either, and
Hospital food's garbage, dude.
it is like I don't know which one's worse, nursing home or hospital. Like I was actually more thankful
I
for
don't know.
hospital.
I've never been in a nursing home or nothing.
Yeah, that
So I
was
don't.
no, that was an experience for sure,
That's why I
dude.
said like compared to
That
other
was
people, like
super like
I had a bad accident, but I had a fairly easy accident compared to what I've stories I've heard from other
yeah.
people. You know what I
My
mean? Because
very first motorcycle accident, in like 2015, um, I went down at like 120. And it was about the same. Like I was able to walk out of there, after a week or two. I don't remember.
yeah, see, motorcycles like nowadays, like I love going fast, and I've always been like grew up riding four-wheelers and dirt
Yeah.
bikes, and I had SRT cars that with my hand controls in it that would do almost 200
Yeah.
miles an hour and shit. Like I had all that shit. Some of videos are on my page. It's one of the first
I,
ones
I
that's
think I
linked.
did
That's
see one of those. Yeah. And I
that
was
one.
like, dude, that's the same shit. That's how I would be
That one
too.
that one has 2.5 million views.
Yeah. Dude, I'd be the
But
same fucking way.
like um the more older I get, motorcycles kind of scare me at fast speeds.
That I'm gonna say like since my accident, and I don't drive. I'm almost 3 years now since my accident, and
Driving
I
doesn't scare me.
I haven't drove. Well, It's I don't know. Everything else scares me. I don't know. It's just I have so much anxiety.
Yeah,
I
see
don't know. My
that my
brain.
anxiety. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
I was to say my brain jumps to, well, what if something does happen, and like you
Yeah,
have to crawl yourself out of a vehicle, or like you can't get out.
I've had to do
Like,
that since my wheelchair. Me and my buddy flipped a car
yeah,
and
dang.
landed on. I was in the passenger seat and it landed on my door in the ditch. So I had to go out the
Yeah.
driver door that was straight up. But luckily my legs do spasm so bad and they'll lock straight. So when I pulled up I'm 6'2", so I'm tall. So
I'm 6'2" too. Yeah.
when I pulled up on the steering wheel, my legs spasmed and stood me up in the car, so my shoulders were outside of the door, and my buddy could just grab me by my shoulders and pull me up out the car.
See, yeah, you got that. Mine doesn't do that, unfortunately, because like my physical therapist taught me, and he was like, if you're on the floor and you just want to get up, like you can pull your leg, in close,
I
and like
struggle to get up into my chair from the floor. I
I
go to
have to
something
do
else.
step up thing. Like I have to
Yeah,
transfer onto something a little bit taller and then transfer into my chair
yeah, I
from
do
the
the same
floor.
thing. For some reason, I think it's because my chair is so tall. Because like I've
So
done it, I've been able to do it. Like I knew somebody else that was in a wheelchair, and I asked him if I could try to get into his chair because his chair is a lot shorter than mine, and I got into his chair like it was fucking nothing.
yeah, I
I
do
think
feel
it's just
mine
because
is
my
way
chair.
bigger.
I think my chair is just so tall that it's a lot harder for me.
Yeah, even the guy, because I recently had some I just got some upgrades, fucking like it was $8,000 worth of upgrades and insurance and stuff. I got the M90 Empower.
You
uh
about to get it?
no, I have it now. It's the
Oh,
Quickie. It's by the company Quickie, which same company that I have my chair through. They have like I'm gonna call them power wheels. And it has like a Bluetooth joystick. So like you literally just put the wheels on, just like any
mm,
other wheel, and the motors are in each wheel, and then you have a Bluetooth joystick, and that propel. You can just go around. So I just
yeah.
recently got that,
See,
but.
I've seen the motors and stuff that people put like that they just attach to like the back axle that helps push them around and
Yeah.
shit.
Mm.
And like I stay away from anything like that because I don't want to lose my strength.
Yeah, I get that. My shoulders again are just so bad, and I
Yeah,
have.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't have that problem. So like
Yeah,
I don't want to lose my strength. So I've made it a point. I do want to get like a track chair though for like hunting and shit. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But I'm saying like for my regular chair, like I never
Mhm.
tried to get anything like that
Well,
because like I
even
don't.
now, because I'm with you on that. Like, I try to keep my shoulders up, and like I do have like even the issues that I do have, and and stuff like that. Like, I'm still am pretty upper body, strength strong,
Yeah,
but like I mean, I do have my regular wheels on now. Um, but just because I'm not out, and like even I went to Walmart the other day and I forgot to grab my wheels just because I'm so used to just wheeling around.
yeah,
But after my surgery, it was really nice to have. But that thing is dangerous, dude. Like because it has a cruise control mode, right? So if
yeah,
you put the joystick forward and it just goes like,
yeah.
and you let go and it's still going. And I can't, dude. I smacked into the aisle at the fucking at Walmart, and like, it drug me across the fucking aisle, like
God
still
dang.
going, and like I'm
Cruise
grabbing the
control's
wheel.
a no go, huh?
Yeah, dude, I grabbed the wheel to try to stop, and like it was strong, like too strong for me, like it wouldn't stop, and like I fucking like as it's dragging my face across the M&Ms, like I'm trying to hit the power button at the same time. My face is smacking in the caramel, like the big size fucking caramel
That's
M&M
funny as
bags and
hell.
shit, and like dragging my ass across the aisle.
Yeah, see, that's
Uh,
why I say like I'm lucky because like compared to other people, because like I don't mean that like in like a bad way, but I like
no, yeah,
I've
I'm with
just
you.
seen I just seen like the big gap between like my injury and how much I can do and other injuries and how little they can do. You know what
Well,
I mean?
yeah, even for me, dude, it's the same. I mean, like, I'm, yeah, right there with you. Like, even though, like, I'm still, there's people that are way worse, that can do way
Yeah.
less than what I can do. So,
Oh
like,
yeah, they
I'm,
can't even get it. They can't even get
yeah,
in and out of bed themselves. They're in a
exactly.
power chair all the time. Like
I still have, I mean, I'm
if I
still
was
like,
neck down or anything, I don't think I could take that.
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say I'm not fully, because I do have nurses that come weekly and caretakers that come weekly still, because I'm still, learning stuff and doing stuff. There's still a lot of stuff that
Yeah,
I can't
well,
do.
you're 3 years out. I'm 6 years out.
Yeah, yeah, again, yeah.
Well, I never had nurses though at home after though. Like my mom helped me with a lot of my medical shit, but then like after the initial surgeries and stuff and the initial back like stuff healing up, like for the most
Yeah,
part I was good. I was able to do all my own stuff, like all the bathroom stuff and everything like that. I can
dude,
do on
that's
my own
awesome. Yeah, that's
cuz
great.
like I live alone and everything.
Yeah. See, and I at the time of my accident, I was living in a camper on a friend's property. So,
Well, yeah, you can't go back
which
to that obviously.
yeah, no, no. I mean,
There's
which
no
at the time it was perfect for me, I
mhm.
was saving money. It just got, my one of my dream jobs, which was making more money than, I was. And I was just gonna continue living on, my friend's property as long as he would let me.
Yeah.
In my camper,
Hey, I
and where
I
she
live in
had,
a trailer. I live in a trailer though. I'm not like but it's on it's a single wide trailer, but it's out in the country on 2.5 acres
yeah.
and shit.
I'm still that minimalist person. Like, I really want to get one of those Mercedes camper vans that are set up for wheelchair users like
Yeah,
us. Like, I'll go
yeah.
and it's 100 grand or 120 or whatever, I'm sure,
W-
you
Well,
know.
see, I
But
thought about
like,
just getting me a RV and converting it
yeah,
myself, because
that's exactly, yeah,
really the only thing you need to do, because like most RVs, like like the bathrooms would be the only thing, but like I could still get out of my chair on the outside of the bathroom and get into the bathroom and be fine.
yeah.
But
See,
the
yeah,
only thing you would have to really do is make the door bigger and put a bigger door and a ramp of some sort.
right.
That's really the only like converting you would have to do, and maybe somehow
I
open
think
it
they
up a
had
little
like
bit.
completely open like ones to where the bathroom and shower are like,
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. Depending on which
literally
one you
part of the
buy, like
wall. Yeah.
depending on which kind you buy, like you could buy one that's pretty open and everything already
Yeah, they
fits you.
have
Cause
them
some of
specifically for wheelchair users,
yeah,
and
but them
yeah,
motherfuckers are expensive.
they are,
Bro,
they are.
I could buy a regular RV that fits everything for me already, and then
Yeah.
do the door myself
Hmm.
and get it for fucking $80,000 cheaper.
Yeah. See,
Cause the ones
because
for
like I thought of the same thing because it was like, dude, all I really need is like get me a swivel mount for the front seat, which is probably $100, at the RV thing. Get me the components of that bitch. I'll put the bitch on myself, and that
I
way I could
drive with
swivel that
I
front seat.
drive I drive with the $200 hand controls off Amazon in all of
Dude,
my vehicles.
I know exactly which ones you're talking about.
I
I've
never
looked at
went
the
I
same
never
thing.
went and got like the whole like thousands and
Like
thousands of
eight
dollars
thousand
set up.
dollars,
Yeah, set
ten
up for the
thousand
whole
dollars.
thing. Nah, I just drive with
Yeah,
the 200. Like I don't
they
need all that.
have.
I just need the regular shit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. I'm with you on that. I've seen that stuff, and I thought about ordering. Like, if I was, because like after my accident, I sold everything, and I had to move back home with the fam, which has been really nice and been thankful. That I've had that fallback and that
Of
help and all of
course,
that.
yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
see, I was lucky because my family lives close and they were able to help me after my accident and shit.
yeah, I love that. Yeah.
But I was still able to be on my own, you know what I mean? Because I didn't need like, except for the first like 6 months, like I
Mhm.
didn't need like somebody in here every day, you know what I mean? For the
I'd
most
have to
part.
say like that would be about the same for me. Like when I first got back, and say the first 6 months were probably the hardest. I mean, I would say, of course, that whole year was
Yeah, I
hard.
say the first year. I tell everybody the first year was the worst.
It really was, and I remember,
A
I
lot of
mean,
therapies.
remember crying and knowing I just got to get through this year. I just got to get through this year. Like
I
next
wasn't
year's gonna
thinking
be
that
better.
really. I really didn't. I really didn't know at that time if it was gonna get better. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie. Like for the first year, like I kind of thought, like, damn, my life's gonna be over. I'm not really gonna be able to live that much.
I, yeah.
But then I seen this rapper that I follow, and his name is Wheelchair Goat,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he
I've never
he's a
heard of it.
rapper from he's a rapper from Detroit, man. Shout out Wheelchair Goat. I started like
I'll have to look him up.
I just found him on YouTube one day, and like I seen him out living, and I'm like, who the
Yeah,
fuck is this? Because at this point, I
yeah.
wasn't in no wheelchair groups. I wasn't seeing wheelchair videos and shit. You know what I mean? Because my algorithm, I wasn't in a wheelchair long enough for my algorithm to have that shit in there yet. You know what I mean? I wasn't looking
Uh,
at that type of
Even
content.
now, like I still rarely run across these, so like
My
it's
my
super
my my
different running across you.
my Well, mine's full of it because I be
Yeah,
posting to like 10 different groups of my videos just to help my page out and shit.
yeah,
That's how you find me because the one you commented on was in one of those groups.
yeah, yeah. Probably
So
so.
like, but I also follow like probably 30 to 50 people that are in wheelchairs. And then I'm also friends with probably another 50 people that have followed me and added me as friends from my stuff. But I'm saying like I probably follow like 30 content creators that are pretty big. Like they have like 100,000 or more type shit that are all in wheelchairs. Like I follow a bunch of them. So like,
I will
but
say
back,
so. Comment on the wheelchair influencers, and
yeah, I
shout
don't
out to
like
them.
some of them.
Yeah,
I just made a video about this. How they like
yeah,
to spread. I just made a video on my page about how they like to spread false hope by saying like, "Oh, day 108 of proving the doctor's wrong and walking again," and he's just standing with his walker. I'm like, bro, like
yeah.
I'm not hating. I'm not trying to
I
hate on
see
him.
some of that too, and it's just like you're doing that for you're
I do
keeping
that exercise too,
people.
though. I have my walker and I stand with it
I
because it's still
I
good.
haven't done that. I
It,
haven't
well,
stood
it's
in
still.
fucking like 2 years.
Oh no, it's still good. I stand all the time. I have a stander and shit too, because it's still good for our bones. It's still good for muscle
Mhm.
spasms. It's still
Yeah,
good for all of that. So
I
like
haven't been able to get one. Yeah, at all.
even in the video I made, like I was saying this, like because like I've been a follower of his. I still follow him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I like the positive shit that he pushes out, but I
Hmm.
don't like the. I think I don't think that he's intentionally pushing out any false hope. I think he has some false hope in his own head, like trying to, you know what I mean, to where like that's why I said I think some people don't understand their own injuries enough.
Yeah, that could be.
Like
Um,
I wasn't just in the video hating because I'm not a
no, no,
hater.
no. Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
I know where you're coming from.
I'm actually
Yeah,
a follower of his and I like his content and he spreads a good positive message and like
yeah.
that
That's
he
all
was
that
the
matters.
reason, but he was the reason I started making some of my shit, but I do a little bit different shit. Like he does like, you know what I mean, like him doing stuff in his wheelchair, but like I'm outside doing shit. So like I've been doing
Yeah,
tutorials of like how I get on and off the lawnmower,
yeah.
like how I get in and out of this tractor or this and that. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that.
Right, right, right. I have it
That way,
at the hospital, like they had like a mock-up vehicle there to where I can practice, vehicle transfers and stuff like that.
yeah.
I haven't done like an actual driver, like front seat driver seat transfer, like or try to drive or anything. Like I said, I'm still kind of really nervous about doing all
See,
that
yeah,
or trying to.
I started driving like as soon as I could after my accident,
Yeah, there was one guy that told
which
me
I,
if he didn't, then he would have been, how I am now. Like if he didn't get out and immediately start driving, he would have probably locked up, like I did. But
yeah, see, like I never have anxiety from any of that except when I'm in the passenger seat. Like
that's
when I'm
that's
right,
what makes me want to drive again.
because like when I'm driving anything in my wheelchair, bro, I still drive just like I did before my accident, bro. I drive like a fucking madman. Like I've had
I
my
probably
SR
would.
I've had my SRT fucking buried at 180, still climbing, like in the middle of the night, like running from the cops and shit. So like, rest in peace, my little homie, man. He was with me. He just died in a car wreck not that long ago.
Oh no,
But
man.
that's all good, man. But
No,
yeah, man, like
but on some, I was gonna say like, in the hospital, I looked up like people that were paralyzed to help me cope and learn how to be
see, I
paralyzed.
never did none of that because, like,
Yeah,
at first I was like, that's why I said in the video, like I said, like I think I was like he is, even though he's 3 years out from his accident. That content creator, he's still stuck in that first year mindset where like I went home as fast as
yeah,
possible.
yeah.
I did as much therapy as possible. Was convinced 100%, like, and all the therapy I did was great for me still.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It
I was
made me
convinced. Yeah,
as
and
mobile as I am today. You know what I mean? But it was
yeah.
never none of that therapy though was gonna help me walk again.
No, they kept telling me I was going to. They're like, "You're gonna walk again. You're gonna walk again." And I'm like, "Then why am I a complete? And why did they tell me that I have zero
Yeah.
percent chance?" I understand. Like, I
Well,
don't know.
now let's
Maybe
say, well, there are
believe.
people that are complete injuries, and then one day, 10 years later, they wake up and they can start
Yeah.
wiggling their toe. Then you have
I've
something
saw.
that then you have something you can build off of.
Right. Yeah.
And now you can actually, like, because that means your spinal cord over time healed itself somehow
It sounds like a
and stuff
different
like,
pathway around or something. From what I understand, it builds its
I don't
own.
know how it happens. I don't know how
Yeah.
it happens, but like
Ooh.
eventually that shit happens because, like, there's people that don't walk for 15 years, but then they wake up one day and they can wiggle their foot. And it's like, okay, now
Yeah.
they have something to build off of. And then 5 years later, they're walking again. But like,
Yeah.
he's not in that type of situation,
I'm not either.
and neither am I. That's why, like,
Yeah.
I was never delusional in the fact that I didn't understand my own injury, though.
My mindset's like I'm just not, and then until I'm proven, until I literally wake up and I can fucking lift my leg and flop it around and all sorts of shit, and then I'll be like,
Which
okay,
you'll ne-
maybe I will be able to walk again.
no, you'll never be able to do that right away.
Yeah,
Like the
until that
most
happens, I don't think I'm not gonna be convinced that I'm gonna be walking again.
But one day, let's say
You
one day
can't
you do,
convince me.
you can wait, you can wake up one day though. Like let's say one day I wake up and all of a sudden I can wiggle my big toe.
Yeah, but then what if you wake up the next day and you can't?
Well, then you
That's
still
what I'm saying.
something
It's like, and then I got myself all hyped up, and
yeah,
yeah.
but
That's why I'm
obviously
like,
I see what you're saying there.
yeah. That's why I'm like, I try not to just get overly excited or
No,
too.
I understand that I'm never
Yeah,
gonna walk again,
yeah.
but I
As
never gave
depressing as
up.
those words are,
That's
just
what like some people were trying to say like because like I had put the video I made in his comments and some of his followers were trying to say I was hating and I it's not
yeah.
my fault I gave up, and I'm like, if you knew anything about me, I'm the furthest from
It's
giving up.
trying to help. It is
Like
really
I
what it
I
is.
and I was like, I literally said in the video like I'm a follower of his, and I
Mhm.
said I'm not hating. Like
Yeah,
I never said one like harmful thing in the video I made about him. I literally just gave facts about our injuries and what realistically can help and won't help, and what these
yeah,
exercises will and won't do.
yeah.
And his followers were all, he's a fucking hater. I'm like, what?
There's nothing you can do. I mean, when you said that, I mean, I instantly knew exactly like where you were coming from, with how you said that. So, but I mean, with those, sometimes there's just people
But
that's
then they
just
were
not going
trying
to
to, yeah,
understand.
they were trying to say like it's not his fault you gave up, and I'm like, I never gave up on living life. I said if you live my life, I said if you went to my page, you would see the
I'm just
same
not
type of
stupid, enough to believe like what I already know that's not going to happen.
that. And like I was like, we do the similar types of content on some stuff. I said the difference is his type of content is just explaining his injury and him doing exercises and trying to walk again and stuff, and mine is me doing videos about me out in life, just living my life in my wheelchair. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like, but like I like him. Like I said, I still follow him. He's a like I, but like I, there's just I think that's why I said in the video too. I said like I don't necessarily think that he means to be pushing false hope, because what I meant by that was when I went to his comments, all I seen, not all I seen, but a lot of what I seen was people that were like, "Oh, I'm 10 years paralyzed. I'm gonna start doing these and seeing if I can't do what you're doing."
Yeah.
And that's what I meant by pushing false hope. Like you're trying to convince these people that have been in a wheelchair for 10, 15, 20 years that if they just do these exercises, but that's why I said I think he has that false hope in his head and he doesn't mean to push that out to the world, you know what I mean? Because he really wants to walk again. And I
Yeah, it's all about
understand that.
perspective, really. I
Like,
mean,
but me being like, me understanding immediately after my accident that I was not going to walk again. And I just immediately went to living my life as much as I possibly could in my chair. Yes, I did all the therapy for like 2 years straight, but that helped me be able to live as active as I can in my wheelchair. That shit was never going to help me walk again.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, a
But
lot of what I did, it wasn't to even help me or try, like I think they did in the beginning, or they thought in the beginning. I think a lot of it was too because of my attitude, because I knew, again, like you said, like I knew right off the bat, like I wasn't. So like I already like in the hospital, like I put that out of my mind and I got over it and it was like, okay, well, time to live this life paralyzed, you
so I
know?
just, yeah, so like
Yeah.
I started trying to figure out my best way to
Yeah,
like
exactly.
be
Like,
able to
how
be
am
a
I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Like, how to, like, how does a
so
parent?
like that's why I was able to get out of the hospital so quick too.
Yeah,
Like they wanted me to stay for like 3 or 4 months, but I got out of there in 29 days because I took my therapy extremely serious.
me
Like I
too.
worked my ass off, like
Yeah,
really, to where they were like all shocked. Like they were like, how
yeah,
is he going to be out of here this quick? Because to this day, I don't know anybody that has my type of injury and got out of the hospital in less than 30 days.
yeah. No, that's. I haven't. I don't think I've heard that either yet.
Like to
Everybody.
me, like I feel pretty good about that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I that's why like when they were saying like you just gave up, like what? I never gave up. I've
No.
been busting my ass and living my life in this wheelchair. You know what I mean? But like
Just,
so like after the fact though, like how have the past couple years been like since your surgeries and shit though?
it's been. I mean, I've been through trying to do like all sorts of different things. Like I
You said
have.
you be gaming a lot.
I do, but aside from that, also just started my own company, my own LLC, um,
Hell yeah.
doing government contracting or getting into government contracting. So that's been kind of fun, uh, learning and bidding and
Yeah.
all of that stuff. So it's been really interesting.
Yeah, see,
Uh,
I just got my studio and DJ shit business, you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, yeah. No,
But
we were talking about the studio. That's kind of been another interest, and especially, this stuff like we're doing the podcasting, um, is another huge thing that I've been wanting to get into, which I think
yeah,
is
you
really,
said you started streaming on Twitch.
yeah, I did my first stream last night to actually kind of talk about like what we're doing right now. Was
Hell
my
yeah.
first one last night. Getting into all of this. But it's been interesting. There's been so many different things that have just come about that I don't think that have would have if I wasn't in this situation. Um, which is kind of weird, but it
No,
is what
yeah,
it is.
I see a lot of um I mean not necessarily at first, but now that I'm like I'm not living the same like for the first 4.5 years after my accident, I was still living the same type of lifestyle I was before my accident.
Yeah,
And I was outside getting crazy. Like I said, got arrested. I was in jail. I was on house arrest, all types of shit. Now I've really started taking content serious, and my Facebook's almost up to 10,000. And I've been just streaming, and I don't talk to anybody that I used to talk to. I've been strictly focused on making music, making podcasts. I mean, I talk to some people, but I'm saying
yeah,
like I'm saying like I stepped away, like I don't hang out with people no more, like, but I'm still on probation for gun charges and all types of shit. So like I gotta be cool.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, going back to the whole people thing, I would say that's one thing that I've kind of noticed. You know, not really. I don't know who comes out and who just kind of stays hidden. During something like this, or like when this happens, or like the people that weren't there before, or they're there when this happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was a lot of people that reached like, dude, so many, because like I was kind of already really known like before, because like I was already like a kid that was running around crazy partying, so like so many people knew me like everywhere. And
Yeah,
then like I went to several different schools and shit, and then so like a hella people knew me. Like we used to go everywhere, but so like when I got in my wreck, a lot of people reached out, you know what I mean, and shit like that. But as many people that do reach out, 98, 99% of them people aren't actually going to be there for you when you're like to deal with any of this shit that you got to deal with. You know what I mean?
yeah. I understand it too because I've thought because
And,
a
and,
lot
and
of them
it's
like
still
they
nice
come
to
up and
reach
say,
out.
yeah, yeah, they did. They come up and say, if you ever need anything, like, and then they're kind of vacant.
Yeah, but then
But
if you ever hit them up, they're just always busy or something.
yeah, and like I get maybe the awkwardness of
Nah, I've never hit up somebody like out and about or like after my accident, but like I've had like, I've been pretty lucky. Like I got a lot of homies and shit that I do still
yeah,
hang out with nowadays, but like, especially right after my accident, like there was quite a few people that were around and shit. You know what I mean? Like I had room.
yeah,
I always had like my own house. Like I live in the same place that I lived in like before my accident. So
yeah.
like I always made sure I kept a roommate for the first like 3, 4 years after my accident, just because so I had somebody around. You know what I mean?
Right. And that was part of my big thing is like a lot of right after my accident, I think more of it like I wanted to maybe run away metaphorically from, the issue at hand.
Everybody. Yeah. See,
Yeah,
I
and
didn't do that.
get back with the, hang out with people that I used to and just, like you were saying, like everything was normal, just like before. And and then you learn those people that were there before aren't with you now, you
I
know.
mean, see, I never really had that problem. Like I hung out, but now that I'm older and shit and have got away from the lifestyle I'm living, like or was living, I
Um,
don't hang out with a lot of the people I used to, but I still talk to most of them, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of people that like I had to get away from when I got sober and shit, you know what I mean?
I get
Cuz
that.
like I
I
used
have
to be on
gone
fent
through that.
I'm 4 years sober off fentanyl and shit. So like I had to get away from a lot of people when I got off drugs and shit.
Yeah, yeah, I've been down that road too. I would say I'm about the same as far as sober, because I ended up ODing twice off of fentanyl, back in
See, I never
2020.
OD'd.
Yeah, see, back in 2020, you know, uh, that year was a horrible year. I mean, it was a horrible year for everybody,
That's
but
when my wreck was, yeah.
yeah, I got in a car accident that same year too. And which is crazy, but yeah, but I OD'd twice, like just a few months apart from each other.
Look, the video posting. It posted at 4 o'clock. Didn't mean to interrupt you, but remember how I told you the video was gonna post for today?
Which one? Oh yeah, yeah, okay, okay. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I recognize that helicopter.
This was the first time,
Wow.
like here in a second, there's a video. That was the first time. That's the first time I was in a wheelchair right there though.
Oh well, yeah. Man, yeah, that was weird. I think I have that same
See,
type of.
and then I use this as the sound. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive.
I like I don't want to say it too. I almost feel like it's taunting because we cheated death.
Hey,
Like,
bro, I've cheated death a bunch since my accident too. So I've been cheating. I've been cheating death my whole life. That's why.
yeah,
Remember, that's why in that one text I said something about I'm not here for a long time because I know my body's
I'm
gonna
here
give
for a
out
good time,
very
that's for
soon.
sure.
Yeah. My body's not gonna last very long. I was hard on my body long before I was ever in a wheelchair. I've had
And
knee
everybody that
surgeries.
knows me will say the same fucking shit. Like,
I had knee surgery in high school. I tore my groin twice racing dirt bikes on or racing pit bikes at a dirt bike track and shit. Like I've
let's
yeah,
see,
that
so
shit sucked.
here's my bike
I've
for the accidents.
yeah, I think I seen the picture you sent me where it was
Yeah,
laying on the
let me see if
highway.
I can find the one that I sent you of it on the highway. Here we go. So this is really the only picture that I have of like the accident. So that's on
Yeah, that's the one you sent
5
me.
on I-95 in Florida between like Cocoa and Titusville.
Damn, bro. You see, I say I'm lucky, but or people always tell me I'm lucky, bro, but I never think I'm lucky. You know, I don't think I'm unlucky, but I'm not lucky, you know what I mean? But like people always say I'm lucky. You're for real lucky, gang. Like you was so close to death, like for real.
Yeah,
Like
it was
holy crap, bro.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I do, of course, like remember what all this, but like, I mean, I did have, which I mean, we can maybe save it for another podcast, but I do want to tell you about my,
I mean, we got time. Screw it. I know I said let's
yeah,
just do an hour, but fuck it. We can keep
yeah, yeah.
going. All right,
I
hold on.
had I
Let me
had
go
my
grab my
death
weed tray real quick.
experience, you
Let me go grab
know.
my weed tray real quick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're gonna need it for this.
I'll be right back in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go. Oh, you're good. You're good. Let's say here's one. Like right when I was able to, like right after I lost my leg, when I was finally able to do. Well, no, I actually take that back. So like. I made it to the physical therapy wing in the hospital, and then my leg got infected, and then I went back to the ICU, and they amputated my leg, and then I was in the ICU for like 4 or 5 days again, and then I went back to the physical therapy wing for like 3 weeks, and
Gotcha.
so like this was like the first picture of like after that, after I lost my leg.
Oh, hell yeah, man. You was in there getting
So
it though. Dang,
yeah,
you did get skinny.
yeah, I'm
You were
telling you.
skinnier than me. I got down to like 130.
Yeah, no, I was fucking skin and bones. I couldn't lift my arms like because my arms
Okay, see,
were so.
well, I I could lift my arms, but I couldn't lift my left
Dude,
one.
there's like trying to sitting up and shit.
Heck yeah, man. You was
Yeah,
getting to it. I can see that. I know that smile though. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like, but yeah, like I couldn't lift my left. I earlier, I said this side that I tore because I was looking at the camera thinking this
yeah.
was my left side.
You had it backwards.
But yeah, it was this side is the one I tore, and I couldn't my bicep and all that was still strong, but I couldn't hold up a soda can like this because of my muscles right here were also like stretched and shit. But I
That's
got that all back. I got that all back really quick. It wasn't that I wasn't strong enough, it was just the pain. The pain. I couldn't hold up like a soda can like this because of the pain at that time.
And it took so much energy. Like it exhausted me. Like just the pain itself exhausted me so
Well,
much.
you were asleep for a month. I can't imagine how much that takes away from one's body. You know
Dude,
what
yeah.
I mean? Because like
But I still had the, yesterday's mind. And like so it was like even though that my in my mind my limitations, like I didn't have any limitations, like I was still doing shit and hurting myself and then finding out what, like, oh, okay, well that's where the wall is, or that's
yeah,
where the line is. Like that's,
yeah.
and it's just like, and then it's like, fuck, man, like I'm really tired. Like
Yeah, see, I had that problem of getting tired, but not that much. Like I said,
yeah.
like I was able to do like hours of physical therapy at a time.
Yeah,
Like
I can only do like I don't know, maybe 30 minutes or an hour at a
yeah,
time.
see, like
Yeah.
I was able to do like I could go do like an hour like several times a day. You know what I mean? Type shit. Like
I
within the
wanted
first couple
to,
weeks.
because I mean, I used to fucking weightlift in high school.
I
And
work out every day in my chair
yeah,
now.
and like so, and I did MMA and I did, I mean, that was all of my shit.
Hey,
And
one sec. I don't mean to interrupt you, but my dogs are barking like crazy. I'm finna look
okay,
outside at
yeah,
them real quick.
go for it,
Just
go
give
for
me
it.
like 30 seconds.
That's what edit's for. 419.
My man, my two American bullies, they're outside dogs for the most part.
Yeah.
So, um, they were about outside in the backyard barking like crazy, but I didn't see nothing. Probably just barking at a cat or something.
Yeah. Hey, happy 420. I don't know. Are you the same time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't
Yeah, and
know
I'm
it's
about.
like Illinois, aren't they like a fucking hour ahead?
Nah, it's 420.
Oh, okay, dope. Yeah. I used to work out in Chicago a lot.
Hitting that dab pin right now while I roll up.
I fucking lost
Guess
mine, I think, in the parking lot somewhere. Probably at the music store the other day. Because I had
but
to get me a new amp cord for my guitar.
yeah, one thing. Um, yeah. Speaking of guitars and stuff, fucking, I got this one back here.
Oh, yeah. Sick. I love it. Yeah, I love the all white.
Enough. No one's here. It's just somebody driving by. And then I got the amps and shit back here. This
Yeah,
this is just a
it's a
this is
big
just
ass
a
amp.
cabinet. It's just a cabinet, and then this tube amp at the top runs both speakers.
Oh, wow, damn. Oh,
But
yeah.
what I was
That's
about to say
clever.
was is that was one thing I think I was lucky. Like I fought so quick to get home, and then like worked so hard at physical therapy. Even though I understood that I was never gonna walk again, I worked so hard to get back to where I could just live my life still completely by myself and everything. Up until this last year when I've been dealing with some medical shit, like I've been good and I'll be good again soon because I'm finna have these surgeries and shit and then I'll be
Right.
back to fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, um, I seen a lot of stuff where I see people who just completely give up and they be making videos or something and they'll be talking about how like, yeah, the first 10 years I just gave up and they didn't start living their life, you know what I mean? Until like,
I've heard
and
that too.
I couldn't imagine that.
I heard that in the hospital, so that's what drove me, what kicked my mind in gear because there's a lot of people, um, because I went to the, which maybe I don't know, maybe you could go to that. So like in Orlando, they have a spinal cord injury reunion, like every year, at the
Oh,
hospital,
okay.
and like a
I
bunch
can't
of,
leave the state though.
oh yeah, there's that,
I'm on, yeah,
there's
gun
that.
charges and shit, yeah. I only got like a year and a half left though.
Oh, okay, yeah, that'll go quick. But yeah, I mean, so like while I was in the hospital, because it's like in September, like the end of September, like every year, and so like I was in from July till October,
I
um,
gotcha.
which is a long time to think about it. But the days, because it was like July 28th, so like the end of July was my accident, and then I got out on
Okay.
October 1st. But yeah, so like I
So
got to hear from
it'll be 4 years this July?
three. It'll be 3 years
Three
this
years?
July.
Oh, so you're not
Yeah.
even 3 years out.
No.
Okay, see,
Uh-uh.
things are starting to make a little more sense to
Yeah.
me now. I got you
Yeah.
now. Okay, see,
And
I was thinking you were three years,
it's
four
not
years
even like
out.
a healthy 3 years. Like I've been fucked up for the past year and a half.
Well,
So
yeah, because
it's
you
like
got your
I feel
shoulder.
like I'm so behind still because I've had all these medical issues and we were just talking about like we both almost died from fucking sepsis. I almost died a couple or from sepsis
But that
a
was
couple months
five
ago.
years. That was five
Yeah,
years after my accident, though. You know what I
yeah,
mean? 4 years, 4.5 years after my accident, that happened.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So like,
It's
I
still
was
crazy though. I mean,
no, yeah, yeah, definitely,
it's still the same amount of time that like in my time frame. I mean, if you think about it.
yeah. But like, you never had time to get home and rehab and get back to living life before you ended up having more surgeries and going back into, you know what I mean? And ended
Yeah,
up in the nursing home and shit.
yeah. It's been
See, like
on and off.
between my two situations, I had 4.5 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I got
It's
back to
nice to
living
talk to
life.
somebody there, that's a little bit ahead of me. You're not that far ahead of me, but we're,
Not
not
definitely and no, not really, no. Like
yeah,
just it's 6 years today and you said you're two
yeah,
it'll be 3 years. So I'm like, yeah, just a year and a couple months or 3 years and a couple months ahead of you.
yeah. I mean, I know like it's double of mine, but like also like 6 years, like we were just saying, like, give different people, that same amount of time and like they'll do different things, like or they'll come to
No, for sure. Like I
yeah.
said, like
So
I've
like
heard like people that didn't do nothing besides just sit in the
yeah.
house and get taken care of for 10 years.
So like it's
So
like
like
even though that people at different times they could still be in the same stage in their like
yeah,
life together. Like
there's people that have been in a wheelchair for 10 years that might be in the same stage as somebody that's only been in the wheelchair for 3 months, four
exactly,
months.
exactly. So and like that's what I think about too, and like what that humbles me a lot too when I get upset, that I'm not as far ahead as I want to be, or I think that I could be by now because I didn't, you know, get up that morning. I just because I thought my body hurt or just stuff like that. Like I do have a lot of
Yeah, I
compelling arguing thoughts, you know, with this. Because I do try to, and we do try to fucking just go on and, power through and like keep living, which we have to, dude. You can't stop. Like,
yeah.
you can't stop. There's no stopping. And and I have a 12-year-old daughter, so there is no stopping, man.
Hmm.
And like I have to make up that I feel that I have to make up for the time that's been lost that somebody else took from me is the whole reason why I'm,
Yeah, see, I don't have that. I'm not
yeah,
mad at somebody.
that does motivate, keep me like grabbing, to try to get back. Because like I said, I was living in a camper
Well, I
and
mean, I was
I
mad at the
just
world. I was mad at the world, but I wasn't mad at
yeah,
one person, you know what I mean? Because it wasn't the semi driver's fault. Our brakes went out and we went under the semi.
yeah.
So, like, how can I be mad at a semi driver for something that wasn't his fault? With you, I would be pissed. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
It's
I don't think I would have slept until I found that motherfucker and hurt him for real.
Well, they said that they followed like on the cam because nobody got the plate. Nobody like the only description that they got it was like a light blue car they think, or maybe a silver car they think, and and like so they followed him on the cams like down the highway, and then like the cameras cut out between stuff, and then where the cameras picked back up at there was like exits between, and so they lost it and like.
Well, they could
Uh,
have went to each one of them exits though, and then found cameras from those.
Yeah, asked them the same thing, and it was like, "What about the exits and stuff?" And there was like, "There's not cameras at exits like at those, and like
Well, some of them
where
they don't. Yeah, like
yeah,
small
and
towns
then
and
where the
shit. Like,
cameras are like down the road from the exits and stuff, like some of them, it's just yeah."
well, if it's a
So
business and shit, they got to get warrants and shit
yeah,
for all that.
exactly. And so like there's a lot of shit like that, and then a lot of people don't approve stuff for just little old me, for somebody that was
Yeah,
murdered, you know.
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
mean, plain and simple. I
I think
mean,
I would have been hiring PIs though and all that type of shit to go do that for me.
I think about that. So like, I was like, man, whatever I do, whatever, like,
Because
because
I honestly, I think I wouldn't have slept until I got a life sentence.
yeah, it's difficult. I mean, it's one of those like I've had
I'm
to
not.
let go
That's
and
just
just
me
kind of like
personally though.
focus. Because
I'm a
I mean, there's just been
revenge-minded
more.
person though.
Yeah, there's been more stuff that has just been more important, I guess, and then
No,
I
I
could
feel
worry about
you.
that stuff,
Well,
maybe.
you also got kids and shit though. Yeah, you got
Yeah, and
kids
like
and
I can't. I feel
and,
like
and
I can't let my daughter, see me down like that,
yeah, and kind of with the life I was living at that time, man, and being on drugs and shit, and just the way I was living, bro. I
Yeah.
don't think I would have been able to. I believe in an eye for an eye.
Oh yeah,
You
for
know,
sure. Yeah. No, no,
I
no.
don't
And
think I
like
would have been able.
that's
I don't think I would have been able to sleep until that motherfucker was 6 foot deep.
yeah, and like
Honestly,
I've again, so like I had mentioned, I have had, an afterlife experience, which I will disclose to you here in just a brief second. So now that we're getting back to that, but this has brought me, I've been out of my religion, for so long, and I haven't practiced it in fucking years,
well, I
and
don't
I
believe
haven't
in
been to
religion.
church.
I don't believe in religion though. I don't believe in
Oh,
like Catholic or that. I believe
yeah,
in the Bible and
yeah,
what was. I
absolutely,
don't the Catholic Church and I grew up Catholic. I've been baptized, all that, but the
yeah.
Catholic Church is so tainted. I don't go to church. I don't.
Yeah.
The Catholic Church is too tainted. You can't have
There's a lot of
that
things that I
much.
don't agree with for sure that I
Well,
think is
it's just the
weird.
fact that they hid so much shit.
Yeah, yeah, and like I understand because of history and like ancient times and how they were back then, and like the Catholic churches were the governments, and
No, I'm
back
talking
in
about the
those.
recent shit that they've been
Yeah,
hiding, though, man, for the
well,
past
that
30,
too, but
40.
no, it goes back.
Yeah, I
I
know
was
it's been happening
yeah,
since back then, but I'm
but
saying like ever since it's been out and they still be moving, I'm not gonna say what, but they still be moving people around to hide them from certain allegations. That's fucked up.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
I
But anyway,
I
go on with
I brought it's because of my experience I had my
yeah,
my faith strengthened. But so my story of I'm gonna say my afterlife.
out of
Yeah,
body
so
experience or whatever.
I'm gonna try to start from so like I remember my friend who is deceased. Um
Rest in peace.
Yeah, he helped me up, like lent his hand out and helped me up off the highway. And at that, thinking about it now, like, out of my body. And I like dusted myself off and I was like, "Whew, man, that was crazy." And like not knowing what happened, but like feeling like there, I just went down like on my dirt bike,
Well,
and
did you
like
stand
about
up then? Wait, you stood up after your accident?
out of my body.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
So
See,
my friend
I did
helped
stand
me.
up out after my accident though, and
No, I was dead. No.
I'm pretty sure that's what paralyzed me.
Oh, really? Oh,
See,
damn.
like I got ejected out of the car,
Yeah.
and then I landed in a field, and then when I
Yeah.
landed, I stood
Damn.
up, and then
Yeah.
and then I
Yeah.
remember hitting the,
Instinct would, yeah. Instinct, internal,
but then I remember hitting the field, and
animalistic.
that was the last thing I remember. And then
Yeah.
I woke up in the hospital. So like I was able to
Damn.
stand up when I was in the field.
Yeah.
They're pretty sure my back was broke from the ejection, and then me standing it up is what, if I would have laid there perfectly flat, I probably would have been fine. But there's no way I could have known.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, so like, and so that's what like my
But
um
I understand what
thing
you were
was.
saying now,
So
out
like,
of
yeah,
body.
my
I got you.
friend, yeah, it helped me up, and like I like dusted myself off, and then he looks, and like I realized, and I was like, wait, like looking at him, and I was like, wait, you're dead. And he just kind of like smiles and looks at me and like shakes his head, and he's like, not yet, man. And then I got shot up to the clouds, and then I at that point, like I didn't remember anything. Like I didn't know who I was. Like at that point, I was just like I felt like just a ball of energy. I don't know, I'd say like a cloud, just floating kind of thing. And like I
See,
didn't
I
have a
have
name. I didn't remember my name. I didn't know if I was ever a person before. And then all of a sudden, I got told and shown like who I was, what my name was, what my family, and like I got all of my life, just in a flash. And I remember the feeling of everything that I just got shown of who I was and everything. And then which I mean, there's so much like detail like that I miss, but it's so vivid, like I could paint it, and which I'm going to, it is one of my goals. But real quick, like I'm face to face with this gray, like one winged, like upward, like pointed, like winged angel, like that's just all gray, like no face, no eyeballs, no nose, like no mouth, like it's just completely blank, and but it's gray, like everything's gray, and like goes like this, and like the clouds open up, and then I can see down on the highway, and then I see can like make out the traffic and the helicopter and all of that stuff, and then all of a sudden I get sucked down into my body again, and which was the worst pain that I've ever felt in my life. um
damn.
but yeah, and I don't know, it was super super weird. But that was my experience. And but I remember like when I had like he communicated to me like, telepathically, but like emotionally, and like the only thing that I took from that was like just emotionally feeling the feeling of understanding. And then I had like a tear, like I teared up, and then all of a sudden I'm down. Oh, but I think about that a lot, and it's just like knowing that like there is a, because I mean I do, I thought about my daughter, and I got shown my daughter and all of that, and like of course, like I'm a girl dad all the way 100%, and like so of course I want to be there for her, but like and my purpose is for her, but like I did, from meeting him, I felt that I did have a higher purpose, and like I haven't fulfilled my purpose yet, whatever that may be.
Yeah,
So,
man. That's
whatever you
badass.
take from that, whether whatever religion you are, whatever you believe,
That's
or
why
whatever,
I've always said,
that's
yeah.
that's what happened. And like, but we are all here for a reason, and we
Yeah,
have our
I've always
purpose.
said, even though I don't believe in a religion, there's
Yeah,
100% a higher power out there,
yeah.
and there's a God out there, and all of that.
There's, I
I
mean, we're
believe, I, I believe like God, and He created the earth and all of that. You know what I
oh
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
100%. I just don't
yeah,
believe in the Catholic religion and shit because they have changed the Bible so much from the original Bible anyway. And then on top of it, they just have so much dirty stuff that they're trying to hide. You know what I mean? But I
yeah,
100% believe in God and everything, man. And that's a badass story, bro. I didn't have nothing like that.
yeah.
Like cuz like I was never dead or in a coma, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that was
Oh, your cat's behind you.
Oh, that's so funny. This is
Luna.
Lily. This is my cat Lily. I
That's freaking awesome.
swear
Luna,
to
come
God,
here.
she's not fake or AI.
Luna, come here.
I also rescued her. She is also an
Come here,
animal
Luna.
shelter rescue.
Come here.
I have two cats and a dog. Oh,
This is
yeah.
Luna.
Oh my God. Yeah, I love pits, man.
All right. Come on down, babies. And
Yeah.
then Dolph and Zeus are outside because you were talking about Young Dolph earlier since you're from Memphis. But yeah, I got one of my dogs' name is Dolph. I got Dolph's albums up on the walls. I got all of his albums out there. And then my other dog's in my bedroom, Throttle, my oldest. But yeah, man, I definitely never had no experiences like that with after my wreck and stuff. Cause like I was never dead or in a coma or anything like that. Like
Yeah.
I was only asleep. I was only asleep for 2 days, 3 days, whatever it was, because they had me hopped up on so much drugs just so I didn't feel nothing the first couple days.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, I remember those times because like even when I did wake up, I mean that they had me so drugged up and I was asleep all the time and like again, like I still never ate, like even when I was awake. You know, I mean, I was never awake for, I don't think I ever had my eyes open for longer than 30 seconds, even when I was out of my coma.
Oh,
Um,
really? For how
yeah,
long?
and then they fucking for like it took a couple weeks, like when I got out of my coma for me to actually
Like say words and shit?
like come about. Yeah, I had to go through speech that I didn't remember. Like, I mean, I didn't know anything. I didn't know, I completely lost my memory. So I had to relearn everything again.
Damn, man. See, I
I didn't.
didn't
I
see
had to
that's why I
remember.
say like my injury compared to others is nothing. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Because all I had to do was learn how to live life without my other half. You
yeah.
had to
I
learn how to
forgot about
do,
that part. Like the whole memory shit, because my head. Yeah, that was different. That was different, for sure.
yeah, cause like, fuck, I can't think of his name. Some dude that I know, I don't know what happened to him, but he had something where he ended up being in the hospital and having brain surgery and was in a coma, I think, and he had learned how to he had forgot everything too. You know what I mean? Because something went wrong, I think, or something. I don't know what all happened, but from what I know now, I think he's completely fine. Like he like I think he has like some stuff going because it's only been like 2 years. So like I
Right.
think he still has a little bit going on, but like from what I know, I think he's 100% fine. Like his memory's back, you know what I mean? Like he's walking, talking, everything's good from what I know, but like I think the first 6 months they didn't think he was ever gonna walk again.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
wasn't because he was it wasn't because he was paralyzed, you know what I mean? But like it was because like they just didn't think he was ever gonna come out of it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm
he
sure.
got really lucky.
Yeah, that stuff's kind of crazy.
Did they think you was ever gonna wake up? Like, have you ever asked them? Like, what did the
Yeah, no,
doctors and think?
I mean, yeah, they didn't. I mean, touch and go like there for the longest, and they never. I mean, there after a while, they didn't think I was gonna make it, through the days or the nights or whatever. Like there for 3 days, like they just kept waiting for me to die, basically. Uh,
See, I don't think I was ever close to dying like
yeah.
that.
Well, I mean, I was already. I came in like. Well, because so like the state trooper said that he walked up and he said that there was three people that stopped, or at least three people that he had statements from, when um they like my accident happened. And like
Yeah,
which they were like even because like it was like in the afternoon when I got hit. It was like 11 or 12 o'clock in the afternoon when I got hit, and which it was
damn.
kind of like rush hour, and and like there's four lanes or whatever. So like I guess the people that stopped were like rows back, and so like they didn't see the car, and like they were just the ones that stopped.
To see
And
if you were good.
well, and like I the guy was doing one of the guys that stopped was doing CPR on me, and which is the only reason why I'm alive. Um and the state trooper said that he showed up and the guy was doing CPR on me, and he's seen and pretty much kind of called it there, and he's like, you were dead. And he's like, but the guy that was doing CPR had said that he thinks that I'm still alive, like because I, did something or whatever. And so the state trooper went back to his trunk and got the AED and came back, and I had him on me, and then the helicopter was landing at the same time on the other side of the highway. And he
Gotcha.
said, as soon as the skids touched the asphalt, he's like, that's when you came back. And I was like, that's funny because that's when I remember coming back, like into my
See,
body.
they told me I don't remember none of this, but they said on the helicopter like I was awake and talking to him the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't remember
I
a
think
single
that
part.
might have been, yeah, that period, I don't know. But I mean, that could have been it. They could have, but like, I mean, I was probably, I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
I
remember.
could have
Oh
been
my
like in
no.
the coma at that point still, or that stuff I'm
Ugh.
unclear on. I never got the information and of that stuff. So like there's chunks that I don't know, what happened, but
Yeah, see, like they said I was awake, um, like, cause like I had a bunch of money in my pocket and shit, and the nurse, I guess, when she started cutting off my jeans and trying to take the money out, I guess I started freaking out about the money and shit. Yeah, like I don't know what all happened, but they said I was talking to him, telling him where I'm from, what's my name is, you know what I mean? Like, I guess because they knew I was gonna have to go into surgery. I guess they were trying to ask me how many tattoos I had. I'm like, why do you guys? I don't remember any of this. This is what they told me after the fact.
damn. Yeah, I don't remember any of that stuff. I mean, I don't know.
I was pissed. I remember being what? My bad.
Oh, yeah, I just remember. So, like, what I told you, the after death experience, that's the only thing that I remember. But I,
Until you woke up.
yeah, and like, what I never
Wait, you
woke
said
up though. Like, I just remember going back into my body, and I remember the feeling and the pain that I felt being sucked back into my body. But I
yeah.
don't ever remember waking up until like I came out of, I was in the hospital.
So
Like that's and but that so like it's super weird. Like so like there's that whole time I just don't know. I don't and
yeah.
like I only know because the state troopers and all of them like when I was conscious long enough to stay awake, like they finally came to the hospital and talked to me and asked me like what happened, and which I have no fucking clue.
Oh, that's
And
what maybe I should do. See, I've never talked to any of the cops or the EMTs or
well,
anything.
I my levels tested positive for cocaine too.
Hey,
So I came, yeah, and but they couldn't do anything. But they came and like I guess they tripped. I don't know. Like I don't know. But so like they came and talked to me and like asked like what happened, and because they got they tried to get statements and like nobody really knew. The people that stopped didn't know because like they weren't even around or whatever. And
yeah.
but I remember getting hit because I remember looking over my shoulder because of my right saddlebag exploded, and but because I remember them hitting me in like my rear fender, and then it put smushed in my rear fender enough and made my saddlebag fucking explode because they're hard case saddlebags, right? The Road Glide,
Yeah.
and which it was
See,
a 22
that's why riding
brand
that's
new.
why riding motorcycles like I have nothing. I'm not scared to ride dirt bikes or nothing like that. But getting on a motorcycle and then getting on a busy highway in a city or something like
That
that,
scares the fuck out of me, dude.
that's a
I
no-go
hate.
for me.
Yeah,
I'm good on that.
yeah. Well, in it's cities like that, like between like that are so close, and it's just that area. Like the highways, don't mind. It's just the cities that are
I live
close.
in the country. Every time I
Yeah,
rode
I've
motorcycles,
never
bro, we
seen
was
before, but out there though, like I-95 and like just that whole area is just notorious for car wrecks and motorcycle wrecks, and I just think it's just bad all around.
people don't pay attention to motorcycles.
They don't, dude. And like, because there's so many visitors, there's so many snowbirds, there's so many spring breakers and people that are coming down and, getting
I'm not
fucked up.
gonna
Like,
lie, like even I try to I'm really good like most of the wrecks I've been in were not my fault, except for some when I was younger. You know what I mean? Or like I've had some fender benders and shit. Like I got in a little fender bender when I was 18 and stuff like that. And
Same.
then
That was my.
like I got in some wrecks, but I did wreck my van not too long ago, but that was because it was late and I fell asleep.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like I didn't wreck because like I wrecked, you know what I mean? I just fell asleep, plain and simple, you know what I mean, and wrecked. But like I've had two SRTs and never wrecked either one of them, and I would push the limits on them, you know what I mean? Doing 150 plus all the time type shit, like driving like a madman in the country. I had motorcycles before my accident too and stuff like that, but we always just rode like in the country or like just the normal highways, just the normal 2 lane highways, like stuff like that. You know what I mean? We weren't I
That'd
live in
probably be the only time that I really go back to riding. Like if I was to go back
yeah, like
to
I'm not riding my bike in the city. I'm not doing it. It's too much. Maybe on like the side streets and shit in the city, but I'm saying like getting on them big ass freeways and shit, bro. People do not pay attention at all. I'm not doing it.
no, no,
But like I'll get on a dirt bike to this day and rip that around, you know what I mean, and jump it and everything. If I was strapped in, I would 100% jump a dirt bike to this day, you know what I mean? But getting on a motorcycle and getting on a
I
big
don't think
ass
I
highway like that
would.
is just retarded. Cuz
Yeah,
it's not the fact that I can't do it. It's the
right.
fact that nobody around me gives a fuck about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
In them type of situation, when you're riding on a 2 lane highway, like for the most part, for a motorcycle rider, as long as you're paying attention, you can avoid anything that's going to happen. For the most part, accidents still
yeah.
happen all the time. I'm not saying that, but
Yeah,
like
and I think a
it's
lot of
so
different
much.
cases are just like maybe people get like anxiety or about being around
Well, because there's
motorcycles.
so many lanes of traffic and shit too
Yeah,
already on top of it.
I don't know. Then it blends in sometimes. I
Yeah,
don't know. I
and
had a
you're
bright blue
small.
bike, so I didn't have like
See,
your
like
normal
that's
like
why
big.
I always would just I would get on the highways and go from like town to town or something like that. But from the most part where I live, you can go from every town and sit the little like we have one city in the middle that's like 50,000,
Yeah,
and then there's like 10 small towns around, and then it's just all country. So like
yeah.
from where I live, I can get to every town around me and to Effingham, and then
That
all
reminds
from
me of good
country,
old Springfield and
like
all.
all from country roads, you know what I mean? And I don't have to touch a highway or anything like that until I'm in town. And then even in town in like a small town, it's just not the same as in town even I never really went into Effingham on my bike unless I would just come into country and go on some side streets and shit like that. Like I never still went down our big main streets and shit like that because people just don't pay attention.
See,
And
like when I had sport bikes and stuff like that, like I never really like didn't go on really highways that much. I mean, around our town, like you were saying, like I would literally take the square high a square around the city, like on the highways. Like I would never really go out or anything.
I mean, we
When
rode
I
all the time when I had my
yeah,
bike, but we just rode because you can literally ride for hours and hours and hours and
yeah.
hours and hours without ever getting on a main highway. Well, I mean, you can get on like the main 2 lane highways and go from like a town to town, but I'm saying with ever getting on something that's like 4 lanes, 5 lanes, 6 lanes like that, you don't need to touch shit like that.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying
So,
to find a video and a picture while you keep talking. I'm just looking for those
yeah, yeah.
videos in my bike for you.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I remember. I mean, I remember getting hit from behind, and then I remember looking forward and seeing the concrete wall, and then that was the last thing that I remember. And then, like I
Damn,
said,
man.
after the death experience, that's would be the next thing in the timeline that I remember.
Yeah, and then your
But
rehab started. Then your rehab started, which we all talked
yeah,
about. Yeah,
that's literally that's literally it. In which
that's what's
during
up.
that time, like I had to learn also, like I said, speech and while doing physical therapy and like that video that I
Yeah,
showed you, I think like at that time, like that same video.
How far out was that video? How far out was that video from when you
I
woke
think
up?
that was like literally the well, because that was like right after I lost my leg. So
Like you had been awake for a while at this point already?
no, I'd maybe been maybe a week, week and a half.
Oh, so it wasn't like crazy long. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean,
here's
that
this
was like the
video that
first time that I had been up though, because they could never get me up because of my leg,
gotcha.
because of the infection. So every time that they would try to get me up, I would instantly just pass out, because of the blood and infection and stuff like that. And plus, I
I
had
gotcha.
vertigo. I had that too, like because of the head trauma or whatever.
Damn. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, and like so like that was super weird and like but like I remember like before I lost my leg, I could never get up and because like I would instantly just like pass out and
Damn.
but I mean also too like I didn't have any strength and like I couldn't move anything anyways and like everything was broken.
Damn, man.
So
But here's the video he was talking about that he found me on earlier.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This is so badass, dude. This is what like I was like, okay, you know what? If this motherfucker can do this, and like I was watching that turn, I was like, oh, because like just looking at you, I can tell like you're the same level as me, and I was like, okay, how does he navigate his weight with this turn? And I was like, is it normal or like is it like weird?
It's normal, bro.
Yeah. And but I learned that just by watching. I was like, okay, I could totally fucking do this with some friends of mine. Do this
It's
exact same thing.
100% normal.
Yeah, dude. That shit's so awesome.
Here, hold on. I'll show you if it loads. Like here's some other shit that I be doing.
Oh yeah, the skateboard shit, yeah, for sure.
But those are small ones. I just did some or like uh
I'd have to wear a fucking helmet so I don't fucking Yeah, see my dad, he has a in-ground pool at his place that I like I haven't gotten into at all.
yeah.
I haven't just really cared, honestly. To
Or
me,
like
it's too much work
or
for
like I be riding four-wheelers still.
Yeah, four-wheeler I would do for sure. My daughter, she rides four-wheelers recently. We shoot guns too. Yeah,
And then
I think four-wheeler 100% would get a four-wheeler. I think that
here's
would
the
be
new
way more
one that I did. Here's one of the new ones that I did. One of the big ramps at our new skate park that they just redid and put in a bunch of big concrete ramps and shit. Because it used to just be those small metal ones, and the one that I just went down
right.
in that video, now it's got these big ass ones, and they lifted me up there, and then we put my wheelchair up there. I put the caption as he did what in his wheelchair?
I may have ran
and
into that video.
and then we put my wheelchair up there,
Yeah,
and then I'm gonna skip to the because it's kind of long. And then
that's
I
been a
went,
while though, right?
this one I just did like this is like a month old.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, that's what I mean. It's been a couple
Yeah,
weeks at least. Yeah, so
yeah.
I have run into that video.
But I be
On
doing a lot of
Instagram,
them.
right?
Yeah, Instagram and on Facebook.
Yeah, I've probably run into. Yeah,
But then like I be going on like
that's cool.
canoe. I be going canoeing and shit still. Like I went on a 10-mile canoe trip,
See, canoe is what yeah, I want to go back
and
to
like
Missouri. But
I had the same questions as you did about balance and shit when I
yeah,
went to and it was
does your
completely the
leg
same.
not like drag your ass down to the bottom and try to drown you? Like, are you not afraid
No,
of drowning?
no, I can
Huh.
swim.
I mean, I can too, but like, I'm afraid because like my leg
No,
is
I'm saying like
Is
Yeah, no, I'm saying like I can swim.
yeah.
I go swimming all the time without a life
Do
jacket.
you like put like a little fucking arm floating on your fucking
No, I can
like
swim.
legs or
Perfect.
anything?
I can swim.
Oh,
My
can you
legs kind
move yours or
of
no?
no, my legs kind of float. They're like I can just swim with just my
Oh,
arms.
it
Just
float. Okay.
like a little bit. They're not just dead
Yeah,
weight. They kind
I
of
get
float
you.
up behind you a little bit. So like that's why I said
I haven't
in that
tried this
video.
yet because like in my mind I'm like I'm gonna immediately just sink to the fucking bottom.
Nah, look in this video. Look in this video of
Like,
me.
that's why I'm not going swimming because I'm gonna jump in there and then it's gonna drag my ass to the bottom and I'm gonna fucking drown and that's how I'm gonna die.
Nah,
Like
nah. Look,
if this is
look
how
at
I
this
fucking
video right
die,
here.
I'm gonna be so pissed.
This is a video of me. This is a video of me jumping in like a five
My
foot
butt,
pool.
dude, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put a fucking little arm kitty floaty on my fucking leg.
I I did that. Okay, so the only time I jumped in, I jumped in. The only time I went swimming with a life
Oh
jacket
god.
on, I put a life jacket on, and
Yeah.
we put little kid floaties in my wheel because my wheelchair only weighs 23 pounds, and we put little kid floaties in my
I feel like
wheels
mine's
on my
heavy.
wheelchair. Mine's light.
Yeah,
Mine's super light. And we put little
that's
kid
no fun.
we put little kid floaties in the wheels in the spokes and I jumped me and my wheelchair off a dock into a lake.
That's the shit that I would do, yeah. See, that's how I would do it. That would probably be the only way that I'd be comfortable in doing it.
But like no one
Like there
but
is no getting down and easing into it. Like I just full send. Like
but
tie a
like getting
chair to my fucking like or tie a rope to my chair and so you could pull my chair back out.
well no, you don't want your chair to sink to the bottom and get all the stuff on it.
Yeah, no, no. Yeah.
That's why
I
I put the kid floaties on it so my chair
well, I'm a Harley
floated.
tech, so like I would immediately want to take everything apart and re-grease everything. Like,
I didn't.
yeah.
Mine really
That's
didn't
why
get
that's another
rusty.
reason why I haven't
I'm
gone
still
fucking swimming and getting my chair wet is because
I get my chair wet
I
all
don't want to fucking do that, but I would have to do that because
I
I
get
am
my chair wet
my
all the
mind
time.
is like that. So like
My chair's out in the rain. Like I be power
yeah,
washing stuff. My chair always wet. Like I was just outside using the hose and my chair was all wet earlier.
I'm confined. I can't go anywhere. So like I have a steep ass like fucking driveway and like there's no way for me to get back up.
Damn.
And then plus I like my back patio isn't that big at all, and so like I'm confined to that. It's like other than that, I can't go anywhere.
Oh,
Like
see,
yeah,
I can completely get out my house and go do anything I want around my property.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like that's
yeah,
what
and like
here.
I want to get to that point, but I mean, which I'm gonna say like since January, like getting out of the hospital. Well, and then I had that fucking like I got out and then I immediately went back in because of sepsis. Almost died of that, so like that was fun.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, the doctor said like I was like either that night or like the next day I was going to die if I didn't come in. Um,
Damn, bro. Yeah,
yeah,
see, that's how
yeah,
mine
I guess.
was.
Well, the only reason why I came in it was because like I was hunched over in the fetal position because I had so much pain like in my like abdomen like in my abs and like that I was just it put me in the fetal position and so like I called 911 from the fetal position in my bed and I was like I think
Damn.
something's wrong. And so like they came and like I immediately I went to the ICU
Here, this is the
and
video I was looking for you. This is the one where like I do some of these. I did one about like the lawnmowers. Like I did a whole tutorial and a video of how I get.
yeah.
But like here's the one I did of how I get in and out of the skidster.
Oh yeah, skid steer would be fun as fuck. I don't have any reason whatsoever to fucking drive a skid steer or any
Here,
excuse to get in one,
this is how I
but
get in
I want
though.
to get into a skid steer and fuck around with one.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was doing a whole bunch of yard work at my house.
Yeah. See, that's badass, dude. Give me a skid steer and some property, you're fucking me up, bro. Like, especially
But
leaving me
then
unsupervised, like you're gonna find me dead at the end of a ramp somewhere. I
and
swear to
then
God.
and then like I get back in it.
Yeah. No, I'm too immature. Like,
Nah,
I
see,
know
like
how to
I
fucking
don't
operate.
get it. I don't. I've been running this thing since I was a little kid. I don't get in and play in it. I get in and work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, see, like I used to fucking climb cell phone towers and shit, like back before uh,
Yeah,
and like for a living, and so like, I mean, just shit like that. Like, I mean, even operating equipment or like anything.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I always
And then
did.
here's me running it like after I got in. Like I cleaned that whole area up back there. This was like the beginning, which like I did a whole series on it
And
where
that's
like,
not like you had shit that you could do to fill your time.
well, I had like I did a whole series. First, there was a bunch of trees back there and a fence.
Yeah,
I cut down the trees on video with the chainsaw by myself. Did all of that,
yeah, dude.
and then I did all the weed eating, cleaned it all up,
Fuck
did
yeah.
all of that on video. And then I got the skidster, cleaned it all out on video myself. And then I got the rock, filled it all in. And then once I filled it all in, then I built these little boxes that are gonna go on top. That I'm finna have a badass garden back there and shit.
Oh man, I've been wanting to build a above ground
Yeah,
garden.
so like I
Where do you
I
grow
just
it?
like just some like fresh
What
vegetables and shit
are
like
you
that.
fucking talking about? I don't know what are you gonna fucking grow.
And then like see like I was doing my driveways and shit. Like I'll be out freaking getting it done in my wheelchair for real.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's dope, dude. I'd be doing the same shit, dude. That's dope. That's
And then
badass.
like this is behind there now. It's all done now, but this was like the next video where I was spreading all the rock out.
Yeah.
I've been doing all these and people have been loving them videos of me doing that type of shit. Like, here's what it's starting to look like now. That's all spread out.
Hell yeah.
I, w-
Are you like do you have like certain amount of like are you restricted to how long you can sit in your chair?
I mean,
Like
no, not really.
like I mean your body like doesn't like freak
I
out or
mean, right now, kind of because of my hardware, but that's just because of like the pain I'm in right now because of this shit. But nah, like I'll be in my chair for like 10 hours. I just got to make sure I'm lift. That's why, like, even during this podcast, you see me doing this a lot.
yeah, I mine is a well because of one-legged too. I have a blood flow issue, and so like
Yeah.
my foot will fucking swell up, and then
Oh, my legs swell up. Yeah.
yeah,
But
okay, okay.
I just wear compression socks most of the time.
Yeah, I don't ever I mean, I had one. I can't find like the long ones. I can't fucking find them.
Yeah,
Is
I
the
got
the issue that I'm having. I'm gonna say
I got
uh
compression socks on right now.
yeah. Oh, okay, okay, okay.
I just wear compression socks all the time. And my legs still like I don't wear them every day. Like honestly, I probably only wear them 2 or 3 days a week. I probably should wear them every day because but even then like even if I'm in my chair for like 12 hours, 16 hours throughout the day, my legs still aren't like super super swelled up. Like they get swelled up and like I'll get a little ring where my sock is tight, you know what I mean? But not like super super bad. But
Right.
when I wear compression socks, I'm good for the most part. They'll be a little swelled up by the end of the day, but not too bad.
No. Yeah, and then plus I have well, I guess now like I have that fucking little bit of pressure sore that I'm starting to get.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
well, I
I'm
have
trying
two
to
of
get rid
them,
of, I should say.
but I'm about to have my surgery for them.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
But here was the bike. This was the bike that I owned. It was a complete custom build. I bought it from somebody, but it was a Honda originally. But he completely bobbed it out and made it like an old school bike where it had like an old extended straight frame with the only things that were on the only like shocks that were on it were the little or the little
Like the
springs under
spring
the
in front
seat.
or
No,
oh
under the seat. It only had springs under the seat. The back part was a straight frame,
yeah, I got you.
but
I got
it was all bobbed out.
you. Yeah. Yeah, I like those little bobbers. I can't ride those fucking things. Well, I couldn't then.
But like
I was
that was
always afraid, like my back would fucking
nah.
uh,
See, this is what I had. So like we just rode the country roads and cruised. You know what I mean? And I would take it in the back roads into town and go to the gas station, shit like that. I would take it out on a
I liked my long rides. Like I'd be gone all
Yeah, see,
day.
yeah, see, no, like I was at home all the time because
Yeah.
I was 18 when I bought this. I had a SRTA. I had dirt bikes, like I already all
Oh
that shit. So like I said, I was living a different life than I am now back then. You know what I mean? But like,
man, 18. I was living in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I went to aeronautical engineering, Spartan College of Aeronautical Engineering School.
how old
Hey,
are you?
I am 33.
Okay, so
I
you're
don't think we've covered that.
nah,
Yeah,
we
I'm
didn't. That was the
33.
one thing we forgot. So I'll
Yeah,
be
yeah, I'll be
26. I'll be
34 in July. I turned,
Okay, so you're
yeah,
8 years older than me because I'll be 26 in August.
yeah,
But here, like before my wreck, like we always had pit bikes and dirt bikes. That's just a
yeah. See,
110.
I
You know
used
what I
to have
mean?
same
I had
shit.
all like here
I
was
had
a
a
four wheeler.
CR250 two-stroke,
Here was a
and
racing four wheeler that I built and shit when I
oh, yeah,
was younger. But like this was me. This was me at 17. All I did was just party 24/7, like
uh,
just a wild child. Like I lived and grew up quick, you know what I mean? But like I
yeah,
also had to grow up really quick after my accident.
yeah,
That shit freaking when you get this was right after my accident in 2020.
and
That
yeah,
was me and look, I
wow,
had to have a mask on and everything.
yeah, dang,
Oh yeah, I got these ones. I forgot these were even on my Instagram.
oh yeah, there you go.
And
Yeah,
then
well, I don't know if you've checked out my Instagram already, but it's
just a little, or not your Instagram, your Facebook a little bit. I did
yeah,
since I
it's the
followed
same.
you.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I seen that you commented on my thing, so that's why I just
yeah, yeah,
added you.
yeah.
Like this was like the first time I went outside after my wreck, and I was like able to go
Oh
outside. This is
man,
like a
how was that feeling for you?
good because I couldn't have visitors. So that
Oh,
was the first time I got visitors. Really, like I could only have one visitor for like 2 hours a week. It was terrible because COVID. They had the whole fucking hospital locked down. So
wow.
like I had a nurse that was sitting with me day and night. So there was somebody in the room to talk to, but like they didn't even talk to me. I just sat there on my phone.
Hmm.
But like that was the first time I got up in the swing.
Oh hell yeah.
So that was the first time I got out of bed.
Oh wow. See, I don't have any videos or anything of that, of like all of that. I didn't have anybody
And then
to do that.
this was Luna, the dog that just jumped on my lap. That's how
Yeah.
little she because they brought
Wow.
her up to the hospital to see me outside.
That's
So
awesome.
this was like a week and a half after my wreck.
Yeah. That's cool.
But yeah,
Yeah,
like
my
then
dad
I like
brought my dog to me when I was in the nursing home in the hospital and stuff,
yeah. And
which
that's
was
what you
it
got to
really
do, you know
helped a
what I
lot.
mean?
It
You
really
have to
helped.
do that stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But like remember how you was like, how did you break your hardware? Well, I'm hard on my body.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that didn't feel too good.
Nah, I laughed. I just did that shit the other
Yeah,
week.
yeah,
I have broken hardware in my back right now and just did that shit. Just ate
yeah.
shit on the same one the other
I
week.
mean, I would do the same shit, and I've gone off curbs, like high ass fucking curbs, just full speed, lean back, and like that's the only way I normally do it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just the thought, I guess, of like the broken metal and shit. Like, you know. Anyways,
Man, that I'm not gonna lie, like even right now for the past year having a broken hardware and shit, like I
yeah.
still be doing the same shit. Like
Well,
that
like,
shit
'cause
just doesn't even cross my mind.
Yeah, I don't know if this has happened to you, but there's been like mornings to where like I'll wake up and then like I like it feels like I have my rod poking into my fucking lung and like I can't breathe and like my back like where my rod is just like excruciating pain.
Yeah, you said
Like some shit.
your shit's probably broke, bro.
That's one of my
Cause
fucking probably
that's
because
what
of the
I've been dealing with is like
yeah,
all types of pains and shit like that the past
yeah,
year. That's why I'm about to have surgery in like 5 weeks. But look, this was a month ago on that first video I showed you on the big ramp.
yeah.
This was the same day.
Oh shit.
I said, got a blooper for the day.
Shit.
I got up
Yeah.
and did it again and made it. It's not focusing though on this. There it goes.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. I may have to fucking stop and make some dinner here. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten all
Yeah, you're
day.
good. I was thinking the same thing, my man. It's been about 2 hours.
Yeah.
But
We'll have to
man,
fucking we can do another episode.
yeah,
This is
definitely,
fun.
bro. It was a good time, my man. For
Yeah,
real. I
this
had
is
a good
fun.
time and like you said, it's nice to talk to other people that are also in the same type of situations because this
Yeah.
is all new to me because
Yeah.
like up until recently, I didn't have anybody really on my social media that were in
And I've learned so
wheelchairs.
much from you. I mean, just in this
And
time.
and and
Like,
and don't take everything I say about my accident or I'm saying about my injury that I know for word too because everybody shits. I'm
yeah,
saying
no,
this to
I know
I'm
that.
saying this
Yeah.
to the people. I'm saying to the people watching. You know what I
Right.
mean? Everything
Yeah.
I say is not gonna be 100% correct because it's what I know about my own injuries and some things might be right and some things might be wrong. Everybody's injuries are different. But
Yep.
man, it's been a good one, my man. So we'll end this, man. It's gonna man, this is the third episode of the Still Alive podcast, man. Peace out, y'all.